Hey, welcome back. Microsoft 365 enables communication and collaboration across groups and organizations. Information barriers is the way to restrict communication and collaboration among specific groups of users when necessary. And information barriers is now supported in Microsoft Teams, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive for Business. My name is Sushant Satish, and I'm your trainer for this Microsoft 365 Certified Security Administrator Associate Certification course. After this lesson, you should be able to explain the concept and purpose of information barriers, create information barrier policy, and explain how information barriers work in Microsoft Teams. So, without wasting any more time, let's get into it. So, what is information barriers? Information barriers is now supported in Microsoft Teams, SharePoint Online, and OneDrive for Business. Assuming your subscription include information barriers, a compliance administrator or information barrier administrator can define policies to allow or prevent communications between groups of users in Microsoft Teams. So, what are the situations where you can apply or use information barrier policies? If you have a user in the day trader group should not communicate or share files with the marketing team, that's where you could use information barrier policy. Another scenario is finance personnel working on confidential company information should not communicate or share files with certain groups within your organization. Please note that information barrier only supports two-way restrictions. When information barrier policies are in place, people who should not communicate or share files with other specific users wouldn't be able to find, select, chat, or call those users. Let's understand information barrier policies. With information barrier, you can define policies that are designed to prevent certain segments of users from communicating with each other or allow specific segments to communicate only with certain other segments. So let's look at the information barrier workflow. In the first phase, this is where you can segment users in your organization. So what are the activities involved here? This include determining what policies are needed. You need to make a list of segments to define, identify which attributes to use, and define segments in terms of policy filters. Second part is where you would have to define information barrier policies. The activities are defining your policies, choosing from two kinds, which is block or allow. And the third part is about applying information barrier policies. The activity involves setting policies to active status, run the policy application, and view policy status. Let's understand the information barrier in Microsoft Teams. Before you set up or define policies, you must enable scope discovery search in Microsoft Teams. Wait at least a few hours after enabling scope discovery search before you set up or define policies for information barriers. So when you turn on information barrier policies, these activities in Teams take place. So this is an example which shows when a user is invited to join a meeting, the user's policy is evaluated against the policy of other team members, and if there is a violation, the user will not be allowed to join the meeting. That concludes the lesson on information barriers. The next video, we're going to do a knowledge check on module 13. I will see you on the next one. Till then, take care.